Keisha Dior responds back to Nicki Minaj. How did Cardi B know that Nicki Minaj was diagnosed with schizophrenia? JayZ gearing up to sue Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B said she feels vindicated. What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it.
Me, but I feel like you guys as well. I don't know if you guys feel a little bit more at peace and a little bit more at ease because a lot of things has been unraveling. A lot of things has been unraveling and a lot of shit I've been feeling very I don't know if it's vindicated because I haven't done.
And Cardi B said she feels vindicated. Everything has played out the way it did. Her album, Am I the Drama, has now spent a full month on the top 5 as number 4 this week. Of course, the album debuted at number 1. I believe she just finished the video for Pretty and Petty. And that album's still on full rotation, in my car. It's in full rotation, on my phone. So, I mean, it's a very solid album. And like I said many times before, I like it better than Invasion of Privacy. Now, Cardi B went on to state that she has a lot of things coming up prior to the tour. She's going to be going to Saudi Arabia, I believe she said. And there's a lot of things that she is going to have to go over and get done, in between after she pretty much have to go on tour directly after having baby number 4. So we're going to see how that works out for Cardi B. And right now, I also believe she feels vindicated by saying that, Nicki Minaj was diagnosed with being a schizophrenic, and then a week later or 2 weeks later, it started to circulate everywhere, and people like Tasha K is pushing it. You know what I mean? So Cardi B probably feels vindicated in more ways than one. So shout out to Cardi B. We'll see what happens, man, with the album. I would like to see her doing a little bit more promoting, but she's stating that she's having complications with a pregnancy. So first and foremost, she has to take care of her health. But story developing, and we'll let you know if anything else turns up. But Am I the Drama is solid right now and stable on the charts. Moving on to the GOAT, JayZ. Now, JayZ, as we know, was in Dubai, over there meeting with trillionaires about some AI projects that they might be taking place and collabing on. But back on the home front, the whispers are starting to begin that JayZ may be gearing up for a lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit against Nicki Minaj. We all know that Desiree Perez has been gathering information for over a month now. JayZ still have not responded back to anything said. But they're saying that he could be gearing up for a lawsuit. Now, recently, Nicki Minaj's Instagram page was disabled. A lot of people believe that it was Roc Nation and JayZ behind it. I happen to think that she did it on her own. She just disabled it on her own. But a lot of people saying, they think that maybe it was JayZ behind it, right? But the word is out. The whispers are starting to begin. Will JayZ, before the end of the year, come in a defamation suit, maybe on his birthday, right? For Nicki Minaj and her record label? Because that's the other thing I'm hearing is that Republic Records could also be on the hook for defamation because that's their artists, and they know he's probably saying y'all have to see this, and y'all are allowing your artists to defame me, so y'all gonna be on the hook as well. So we'll see if that comes to pass. Maybe Jay just keeps on ignoring it like he's been doing for over a year, but we'll keep you posted on that. Moving on to Keisha Ka'oir and Gucci. So, as we know, they appeared on The Breakfast Club. Um, they did an interview. They talked about schizophrenia, how Gucci Mane suffered from schizophrenia. There were some things said that triggered Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj then came back and said that Gucci Mane's wife has always wanted to be her. So, as we know, Gucci Mane and Nicki Minaj have a history, an up and down history, and Nicki put this claim out there. Apparently, she felt triggered by the interview. She feels as though the Breakfast Club set that up so they could talk about schizophrenia and talk about how she reacts to Gucci when he has an episode. I guess she felt as though they were trying to take shots at her because Charlamagne asked about, what do you feel when you see some of these other artists, having episodes online. So she said Keisha's always wanted to be her. So Keisha has responded. And so Keisha is basically saying, since when? I've wanted to be you since when? Right? That's pretty much what she was saying. With the Cardi B song behind it, she says, I'm like, nah, since when? Out here, embarrassing. Right? So people then, the Barbs came back with some what they call receipts. So when they were saying, you said since when? Well, here is some photos of you copying the style, the outfits that Nicki had on. Now, I don't know. I've not researched to tell which picture was taken first, what came first, the chicken or the egg. But we do know this is all about designers. All right? And it's not like you watch people and then you say, oh, I'm going to go out and buy that. But again, you see this in Hollywood all the time. These are not one of ones, to quote my girl Couture. So it's not like these were, created styles for Nicki Minaj and then Keisha saw it and then ran out and got it. These are not one of ones. Anybody could have bought those dresses. I'm sure if you look those dresses up, somebody probably wore them before Nicki. But we're not saying Nicki's copying them. So I thought this was a reach. They used to try to do that with Kim and Foxy. You can do that with Kim and Nicki. Nicki wore something that Kim may have worn, or very similar to Kim's, but I wouldn't say, oh, Nicki's trying to copy Kim. So again, I thought this was a reach. Keisha Ka'oir, I remember her from, the mid 2000s, and she had her own style. She came in with the mohawk. She was the first one to really put the hand in that mohawk, and she had the multicolored lipstick. So I never thought, when I saw Keisha Ka'oir, I never thought Nicki Minaj. Two totally different styles. And just because she may have a dress or two like her, or they have the same outfit, I mean, come on. Again, that's a reach. A lot of women have that dress. Right? So it's not like, again, it was created by Nicki Minaj, and then she went out and got it. That's she was designed to, she was a designer, put her in that dress. All right, so anyway, that was Keisha's response. And Nicki Minaj, to end it with her, has she really been diagnosed with schizophrenia? Have the doctors really said that? Now, again, we know what has been said. We know what Cardi B said a month ago. We also know that Tasha K said, oh, she doesn't have schizophrenia. That's what the doctors are trying to do. But if this is true, or if it is anywhere close to true, I think it needs to be taken seriously. All right? Nicki Minaj is a mother, a wife, a businesswoman, and if she's dealing with schizophrenia issues, she needs to get that taken care of and not try to hide it, because what happens is when you try to hide it and you don't want it, it helps you admit that, oh, I don't have a problem. It's everyone else. Well, that's a part of schizophrenia. Now, I'm no doctor, so I can't sit here and try to diagnose Nicki Minaj or anybody else. But all I can say is, Nicki Minaj, if this is true, if you do suffer from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, whether it was brought on, like how Gucci said, whether it was brought on by drug use, or whether it was brought on by a chemical imbalance, right? Or stress and other things, that also could help cause it, right? Or fear, or paranoia, anxiety. If she suffered from these things, she needs to get it checked out and worked on, because it's not going to get any easier, and it's going to cause you to start isolating people even more. And that's when people start saying, if you don't come out and deal with it, that's when people are going to be saying, oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's having another episode. Oh, she wants attention. Like they did with Kanye West. So if you have bipolar, if you need meds, get on the meds. All right? This is not something I laugh at. I had my oldest daughter at one time was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and trust me, it's not nothing to laugh at. So if this is really the reason why she's going through these episodes, she needs to get it checked out. But if it isn't, she needs to address that and stop making people think, or let them think what they want. Stop letting people think that the reason why she's doing this is because she suffers from schizophrenia. All right, so shout out to Nicki Minaj, the QOR. Hopefully she gets that taken care of if there is an issue. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
Now that's how you work it. That shit was brilliant.